welcome to another exciting edition of the P&B World Cup show. I'm your host, Abel Sunday. The FIFA World Cup continues to deliver drama, surprises, and statements. Spain sent a strong message to the rest of the world with a commanding 4-0 demolition of Saudi Arabia, underlining their title contenders. In Group G, Belgium and Iran fought out a tense goalless draw in a result that leaves qualification wide open. And in one of the games of the day, Cape Verde once again proved there are no pushover, battling back twice to secure a thrilling 2-2 draw against Uruguay. Joining me virtually from the Center of Excellence to have Olutobiloba Bodunde, and from Port Harcourt to have Jackson Caleb join us as we break down all the major talking points, standard performers, and what this result means for the rest of the knockout stage. This is P&B Sports Show. Stay with us. Pop show reaching live from the nation's capital, and I've been joined by Tobiloba Bodunde, all the way from Lagos. And he just told me that it has been raining cat and dog in Lagos. Toby, good evening. Can you hear me, Toby?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. It's a wet evening in Lagos, isn't it?
It's been raining since morning, and at least it's just featuring a little bit right now. So at least it's raining season. We have to get back.
Yeah, we'll have to get used to it, or definitely we'll have to get used to it. And of course, all the way from Port Harcourt, the oil city as they call it, we have Caleb Jackson joining us from Port Harcourt. And of course, this is the second time on this show. Caleb, good evening. I hope it's not raining in Port Harcourt.
Well, it's been early in the morning, so it's been cozy since morning, quite cloudy, and that's just how it has been. The rain is very early, so no sun today.
As they will say, it's showers of blessing. I think you guys need it. Actually in Abuja, I think you have some drizzle. I think it's drizzle a little bit this morning, but for now, I think the weather is so perfect right here in the nation's capital. But let's dive into the conversation. We saw what happened yesterday. I think Spain had to bounce back with that emphatic with 4-0. Everybody will say, okay, yes, it's Saudi Arabia, but of course, I think you cannot take anything away from away from Spain, what they did and how they displayed our handle yesterday's game. But let me, one key point yesterday, Jackson, I will start with you. Lamine Yamal light up Atlanta on his first tournament start. Is he already Spain's most dangerous attacking outlet right now?
I think from the start of the competition, there has been a lot of hype around Lamine Yamal coming in from his performances at Barca and his outfit. So for me, it's not really anything big. It was all unexpected. And the team quite played well around him, giving him the most touches in the first half, giving him most of the ball. He had more time against Saudi Arabia to pick his duel, take on his man, and create more goals. And if you look again at the goal that he scored, it was as a result of the team's way of play, because the defender overlooked him. He didn't watch his back. So Lamine Yamal had time to sneak in and then just get his foot out on the goal. So I mean, I felt it was like a normal Lamine Yamal stuff.
Okay, a normal Lamine Yamal stuff. That is what Jackson Caleb said. But Toby, do you agree? Do you share some sentiment? Looking at Yamal, 18 years old, doing wonders in the World Cup. What's your take on that?
Yeah, right now in world football, he's one of the best players right now in world football. So the age is just a number. It doesn't matter how old he is. Being an 18-year-old boy and destroying guys that have started playing football even before he started training, it's something else for him. He's an incredible talent, Lamine Yamal. And yesterday, Saudi Arabia set up just to lose, because I believe once in a while he just came out to defend and you are going to get something out of the game. And kudos to Lamine Yamal. So the Laporte said he is going to be managing his minute because of the injury crisis right now. So he was taken off early in the second half. So, but at least from rating of 1 to 10 yesterday, I would have really played a 7, even though he was not at the first.
Okay, you rate him 7. Okay, even though, but Jackson, he started. This is the first time he started in a World Cup game, and you saw his performances so far. How quickly do you think Yamal has adjusted into the system?
If you look at the Fuentes system, it's similar to Barcelona's style of play, keeping the ball, getting the ball around the fullbacks and the wingers always wide. And then once again, the way the team was set up, he made some tactical differences as to how he started against Cape Verde. This time he decided to keep the wingers always wide, allowing the fullbacks to always overlap. So I mean that gave Lamine Yamal a system of a comfortable system where he can always have the ball, choose to cut in or choose to take his man out twice. So I mean it also shows experience. It's not just about the player's individual talent, but the ability to read the coach's instructions and adapt to the style of play. Because if you watch the game, immediately Pedro had the ball, he always turned to see Yamal. If Yamal wasn't there, it shows that Pedro was always impacting. So Yamal always has to run sometimes off the ball to create space to in that first half. So I feel that Yamal was able to read the Plente script and perform well to his best.
Okay, well said. But Toby, let me ask you. We saw Spain completely suffocated the Saudi midfield. But how did Galafote's tactical tweaks fix the stagnation we saw against Cape Verde? If you remember against Cape Verde, the midfield was just collapsed. There was nothing happening there. But we saw against Alaco, against Saudi Arabia, in fact, they were so impressive and they flourished so well there.
Yesterday, I might get it wrong to some people right now, but one of the unsung heroes was Dani Olmo. He didn't start any game bad match, and there was something missing in that Spanish midfield. But yesterday when he started, the dynamics was different from their first match. Even though, like I said earlier, the starting match of the Saudi Arabian tactics is set up to lose. They can't be playing against Spain and setting up a 5-4-1 defensive formation. You can't. The pressure will be too much on you. That from 30, 35 shots, I believe. I believe the Spanish team will have scored like 10, 15. But after scoring like that 3-4, they would back. That's the only thing I saw yesterday. But kudos to Dani Olmo for bringing a different dynamic to the Spanish midfield.
Jackson, Spanish midfield, fantastic yesterday. Can they keep this way forward? I'm talking about the next game. Can they keep this way forward in this tournament? Because I think they need to be working like this. Because if other teams looked at what happened previously against Cape Verde, they will say, this is how we should play these guys. But do you think they can also see cage this midfield in the nearest game or any game their next game? I beg your pardon.
Okay, so if you look at the list of midfielders that they have, they all have something in common. They are specialists in their area. So I believe you necessarily cannot cage the midfield, because if you look at the first game now, Daniel Ruiz, Pedri, and Rodri, and Cape Verde was able to hold them together. And Ruiz is not necessarily attacking midfielder or necessarily a creative player, but he's more of the box-to-box runner. So when they saw him or brought him over, you could see more attacking threat, and then they started with that. So let's even assume that they want to try to hold Tomo, and then they are planning to change to a Merino, putting him in that first time, adding adding Bayena to the wing. So necessarily there are different changes from the midfield, and they have those set of players who can make individual differences to the team. Players who can, with one pass or with one shot, they can change the dynamics of the game. If you look at Rodri too, Rodri has been very instrumental, dropping deep to hold the game, to always give Pedri more time to advance to the ball. Yesterday, we also saw Pedri taking on shots. Even though we two have to take on shots to show that, okay, you know what, we need to step up, we need to be accountable for this midfield. So, other things touching, they might tactically different, but cannot say they can mount to man hold that kind of midfield.
Okay, well said, Jackson. But I'll just stay with you before I come back to Toby. Let me stay with you first before I come back to Toby. After a resident display against Uruguay, what caused the Saudi defense to completely disintegrate inside the first 25 minutes?
I don't get the question.
I said after a resident display against Uruguay, I'm talking about the how they call, yes, Saudi Arabia. After a resident display against Uruguay, what caused their collapse in midfield? Like it was it's a complete sham. The first 25 minutes, I don't think they even know what they were doing on that pitch.
Well, just like Toby said, the tactical setup was very, very poor. You cannot set up with 5 at the back and then you expect to keep Spain down. I mean, Cape Verde, yes, they sat back, but they sat back with a different alignment. So that kind of even the five at the back. If you look at DRC Congo's game, they started with five at the back, but then again, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was always progressing from the right, giving their midfielders extra space. But Saudi Arabia couldn't capitalize on those highlights. So it was for me a sharp setup. And then you have players like Kanu coming in from Adila. You have players like Amdallah coming in from Al Nassr. So give those players a starting shot. Give a team like a 4-4-2 instead so that they can give those low block and pop-out spaces in the midfield. And that was what they could have done differently. But well, I hope they will be able to realize their mistakes.
Okay, yeah, Jackson, I think I want to agree with you on that. But Toby, what would you have done differently, assuming you are the coach of Saudi Arabia? What would you have done differently?
Like in a movie that I watched, X-Men, someone said the best form of defense is to attack. That's my own philosophy. That is my own opinion on football. I don't believe in this defensive structure. The more you attack, the less your opponent attack you. That's my own. That is why I love the managers with attacking mindset. That's what got Iraola to where he is today. He is always attacking. He doesn't care who he's playing. He doesn't care if you are Almighty Real Madrid, Manchester City, Arsenal. His body team will attack you. But right now, we'll be coaching Liverpool next season, and it's a great one for them. If only they set up to attack with the airline of the Spanish, maybe on transition they can get something in behind the Spanish defense. But at least they started off not attacking at all. The RC, or what is his name, the captain, that number 10, he was instrumental for Al Hilal. But right now he was useless. He was frustrated until he got the yellow card because the setup effectively he was not able to do what he was to do best, like dribbling, attacking. When your coach set up for defense, you have been set up to suffer. And against the Spanish team, it's just a straight lose.
Yeah, just a straight lose. That's what Toby said. But Jackson, are you there with me?
Yes, I'm here with you.
Okay, looking at a 4-0 win and a VAR disallowed fifth goal, are Spain officially the tournament favorite now, or was Saudi Arabia just too poor for them?
Well, I mean, we've all expected Spain to show what they are capable of. And for me, this is just a start. I won't officially name them title contenders for the FIFA World Cup. But yes, I would say, yeah, they are the competition. Looking at the squad depth they've got, and then Oyarzabal is very instrumental. You know, yesterday we talked about this kind of players that even as a first line, they come back, they know where to be, when to take the shots, when to pass. And I think playing the team around players like him, Omo, and Pedri, they could probably eventually go far. So I would not say, yeah, they are title contenders, but they are a strong foothold in this competition.
Well said. Strong foothold, you said. Toby, with Spain sitting pretty on top with 4 points, can anyone realistically stop them from topping this group?
Statistically, Spain was already set up to top the group. It was underdog results rather against Cape Verde. Kudos to their 40-year-old keeper that was saving it left, right, turning to prime Oliver Kahn. Right now, they are set up to the top of the group. It was a disaster in the first match, but they came back yesterday and did wonderfully well, going 4-0 in the first 46 to 7 minutes and decided to hold, because right now it's like a 7-man tournament. You have to play match 3 times in a week. So for your players, they needed the lot. That's why you have to make some changes after the third goal. Then after the fourth goal, the third came in Ferran Torres, the life of Merino, just for the other players to have a little rest, and they put their foot off the pedal. Right now, they start going all out towards Saudi Arabia. But right now, Uruguay is not Uruguay, so to say that. They are not so, the group rather.
They're not Uruguayan at all. So Jeremy, it's time for us to go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the game between Belgium and Iran. Don't go anywhere. We'll have Sport Minds. We'll have Jackson, Caleb, and also Toby, all the way from Lagos. That are going to do justice to the next game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
For bringing you the biggest headlines, match analysis, and expert analysis from the world of sport.
Unbelievable! It's Rodri! Manchester City are on their way!
From football to basketball to athletics, from outdoor sports to indoor sports, we all got you covered. Stay with us as we break down the latest results.
And as we dive into the major sports stories making waves globally and locally.
Oh, he's taken it!
Your home of everything sports.
Only on Politics and Business Television.
It's the P&B Sport World Cup show reaching you live from the nation's capital. And I'm still very much with Caleb Jackson from Port Harcourt and also Toby from the Center of Excellence, Lagos. Let's dive into the next game, which is Belgium-Iran. Caleb, let me start with you before I come back to Toby. Jeremy Tuku missed out due to illness, and Belgium looked completely devoid of ideas out wide. Are they I don't know. Do you think Jeremy don't have a replacement in that Belgium team? And also, there's also before now, there's a rumor that broke out that said he want to go for his son's birthday or something. He want to go out of the camp, which many people was raising eyebrow. But let me get your thought on that, Jackson.
Okay, just to clarify that it's his son's delivery. His wife is set to deliver 1st week of July, so it's his son's delivery. And then before we get back to that media criticism, I would like to start with the game yesterday. I think the coach was not for me, the coach was at fault to an extent because, Jeremy Doku doesn't have a replacement for the kind of attack threat that he brings to the game. So that kind of thing, what do you do? I felt that look back, so he could have started out Trossard wide on the left. I mean, because that's what Arteta does. Start out Trossard wide on the left and use Lukaku right. Keep your Lukaku central and then KDB right behind him. And then as long as the game went on, you saw that, okay, these things were not making progress. And then it took him time to make those kind of substitutions, and it was very annoying because we demanded so much from Belgium, looking at the stars of players that they had. And then you have Amadou Golota coming in from Aston Villa. We don't really know if it's injury setback, but yet he was able to give him at least 20 minutes in their last game. So why not give him more minutes in this game? Looking at Iran was not willing to attack, capitalize. So bringing Onana to stabilize the Telemans, at least make the midfield solidified so that KDB can have more time to operate and work on the game. So for me, I felt it was just Belgium not willing to change tactics or diversify their formation for me.
Okay, Toby, looking at the group, that's Group G. We have Egypt topping that group with 4 points. We have Iran with 2 points. We have Belgium with 2 points, and New Zealand 1 point. Looking at that group, should Belgium be sitting third? Consider that pedigree.
Like Jackson said earlier, the coach was at fault for most of the selection. From the selection to the World Cup, to the selection to the first and second matches, he has got all wrong. In that Belgium team, apart from Jeremy Doku, the next direct winger they have is Lukaku. I was surprised he was not starting. Yeah, he's not that top like Jeremy Doku, but at least he's a direct winger that can dribble out of space and also create chances. And I was surprised dropping Mika Gogs, the highest winger, the 20-year-old kid. He is also a great direct winger that can dribble out. And people talking about the caliber of player Belgium had, I always tell my guys here, there was never a good generation in Belgium. It was just Hazard team. It was Eden Hazard moment. That's my own perception of the team. Because we are talking about players like, no disrespect to him, but Lukaku, he is not a top striker. He only have Eden Hazard, and KDB, yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, he's absolutely world class. Next, who are the reject this man? Amadou Onana, the light of Fatogen that time, Alex Witzel. No. It was Edinaz that got the generation. But he has retired. Belgium has gone back to factory sets. And sorry to say, I'm not expecting like great things from them. And they are yet to disappoint me actually. They are actually
So they are there to disappoint you. Okay.
Okay, we drop 2 valid points in the first match. Let's go on out. But like the second match and attack. But yesterday it was like Iran was actually more interested in the development than Belgium. The midfield was all over the place. They were absolutely demolished by Iran counter transactional football.
Yeah, correct. Toby, and you will recall that, Toby, hang on a little. You will recall that this is a team that have been on top of FIFA rankings #1 in the world for like 3 years. You get when Roberto Martinez was there. This is a team that has been on top. That is #1 in the world.
That was running the show.
Yeah.
That was all Edinazar doing. I'm not sorry to say. Edinazar put Belgium on the map. But since he retired from national football, we have been going way down.
Okay, one second. Caleb, let's talk about the red card. Nathan Ingo saw red card wiping out Tarami. But do you think that is that not madness? Do you think it's even tactical foul? From your own end, let me get that.
No. There is no way that's a tactical foul for me. He just tried to cover up your mess because he had no pressure. He had enough time to turn back and pass the ball comfortably. So I don't know what he was trying to do. They are not even a left footer to start, a right footer. So hold your ball, catch the ball, and pass your ball back. Or rather, still, if you are under pressure, carry the ball. These are all the things that we keep saying in football. Play it safe rather than trying to take a risk. And then for me, that was just enough reward for the risk.
Enough for the race. That's true. But Toby, that's foul. What do you think? I don't know. Let me get your opinion on that.
It's any part of this world that's absolutely a red card. That is absolutely a red card. I was very, though I'm not being biased, I'm being seeing the fact right now. It was a red card. Cleaning up your mess like that, he said, you miscontrol a pass. Probably control pass the goalkeeper, or rather, took a risk, high ball, pull out, or rather, throw it better, like you always say in the street. Throw it better. But no, you messed up the pass, you messed up the control, then you stop the attacker intentionally. That's not a tactical foul. That's actually absolutely a red card.
Okay, one second. Let me come to you, Caleb. Lukaku struggles. 23 shots for Belgium, but Lukaku look completely isolated. Is it time for the big man to just take a bow? What do you think?
For Lukaku, I really don't know yet. I've been jumping, and I've seen Lukaku at his best and his worst at Chelsea. I've seen him at his best and worst at Manchester United. So Lukaku struggling for me. I don't know. It's like a normal occurrence, just like you say, for every up there must be downs. So I think he still has a year or two to go. Euros is coming up next year. So if things don't favor him, I think after the Euros, it's high time he says goodbye to international football and then focuses on his club career, because there is not enough support for him coming in from the midfielders. Just like Toby said earlier, it still boils down to the coach again, because having players like Michael Gotts and then you left him out from the World Cup selection shows a lot of lack of intentionality. And players like the Pepper are not really creative players. The way Brighton using them is that they just keep the ball, roll the ball around, and then find those creative nuggets. So they are not, after KDB retires, I don't think there's anybody as creative enough to give Lukaku those goals, or rather, we have only Joku. Should only be Joku, and the attack will be coming from the left. So if you shut that down, there's nothing for Lukaku. So I think 1 year after you will see international football.
Toby, don't you think Lukaku is getting older and probably that sharpness is no longer there anymore? Like Jackson rightly said, he played for Manchester United, yes, Chelsea, and I think he also played for Newcastle, right? Sorry, Everton. I think he played for Everton as well before he now went to Italy to play. To play. But looking at him, I don't think he's not getting any younger. Don't you think Belgium need to shop for a new hitman?
Like I said earlier, Romelu Lukaku was never the guy. he was never the guy. I'm not sorry. Yeah, due to his power, like Bobby is doing right now, the Dutch wing striker for playing for Sunderland. They have great power that if they can hold up play. Power, they are less defender that can hold them off. That was the right Romelu Lukaku right on. So out of 10 criticism, 10, 8, he has to score like a goal or two. That's why people think Romelu Lukaku is the top striker. He has one of the worst control I've ever seen, one of the worst first touch, and he has got Belgium a lot of matches that they should be winning. And Lukaku we decided that today I want to stop. I'm going to see everybody off. Like he misses scoring chances for fun. And Lukaku right now he's actually the problem because right now he actually has a problem with Anthony Conte at Napoli right now.
Yeah, that's true.
I was surprised, but due to his past glory for Belgium, he's their top international goal scorer, and he's still in his playing career, so he will actually be invited. But right now, I already think Lukaku is not the guy.
Well, I think what you are trying to say that he will be invited. Is it via sentiment, not performance this time around? Is it because of his past glory?
If I was the coach of Belgium,
yes,
ability like in the first match, he came off the bench.
Yeah,
he might be coming from the
as a backup. Okay, be coming as a backup. Okay, well, you said
as a striker for Belgium, I don't think they are going anywhere with Romelu Lukaku.
Well, they are performing definitely. If you see the group, it's not looking good for them at all. It's not looking good for them. But let's see what happened in their last game. Probably they could prove themselves and show themselves that okay, yes, we were once the world best team so far, and we were there for like 3 years. So probably they will show that. But Caleb, I don't know, Mehdi Terami's first half strike was ruled out for offside. Did Iran miss their golden opportunity to pull off the ultimate shock win?
For me, like we always said, conversion is one of the key factors for an underdog. When facing a big team, the player should be prepared to take any chance they have. So for me, even after that goal was ruled out, I expected them to do better with the red card. They would have said, okay, this Belgium, they don't really have that strong. So let's come out, let's say them all out. They even had some chances in the 90 plus 2 minutes. There's a chance of the wing where they could have played once and then hit Kosovo and the goal. But and like we said, they was not really. They lost their head at some point. So I've just found the game a bit too lazy, a bit unsettling for a win. So that was also what happened at the game. So it's not a bad goal that made them discouraged or anything. Just their ability, their lack of ability to convert their time.
Toby, do you share some sentiment? What do you think? They were able to take that goal? What do you think would have been the main story or the main headline of yesterday's game?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I said the early goal that was ruled out yeah. Don't you think that would have been the shocker of the game?
It would have been a turning point, and I am very confident if the goal had stood. I'm sorry, Belgium has lost a 1 point that they gained yesterday because that would be a victory to Iran. I don't see Belgium coming back from that. I was actually happy when the goal was scored from a free kick, but it is offside. But any offside is still offside. But at least it would have been a great goal. A new set of tactics from set piece because we were expecting him to go direct, and we said that he just did a wonderful pass for him, and he beat Ochoa with a low drive shot. But unfortunately, it was ruled out for him of our offside. And kudos to Kiba for trying he kept Belgium in the match because Iran should have scored some goals and Kosovo was there to deal with it. That is why he's one of the goalkeepers in world football right now.
Yeah, true. Kosovo is one of the best goalkeeper in the world. To be honest, I think you have to give him that. But Caleb, looking at Belgium struggling with that. And you look at Iran. I'm talking about between Belgium and Iran going to the last game. Which one do you think is under intense more pressure? Is it Belgium that is supposed to make sure that in fact, if Belgium did not go out of the group stage, I think it's a big blow for that team. And Iran, with Iran, which of them is under more pressure going to their last game right now?
Sorry, I think there's a network that I didn't get the question.
Okay, I'm talking about.
Is good.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think
Okay, I'm talking about Belgium going into the last game, Belgium and Iran going to their different last game. Do you think who is under more pressure?
well, I Belgium is on top of if they see that the stop for FIFA nation ranking. So we expect them to deliver to show that have made up. And just like I said earlier, they have those players that if you check some leagues, they have players that cut out in their leagues. So it is not a combination of all talent, but players who are doing well in their league. So we expect more from them, we demand more from them. Going into their level, it will be a shock that Belgium doesn't qualify to the next round.
Actually, it will also be a shock if Belgium did not qualify. Toby, do you share some sentiment?
I'm not being sentimental. I expected them to. I expect them to win against New Zealand actually. And if he decided to not disappoint me, that's their problem.
But Toby, New Zealand is not. It shouldn't be a team that Belgium should struggle now. Don't you think so?
I told you earlier, their coach is not a high qualifying coach. He is not tactical enough to lead that Belgium. He is not tactical enough.
Well, you said it, Caleb. Look at.
I expected you tell this man. Jackson said he should have brought in Amadou Onana. It's actually the fact. But starting with Talisman, I expect Talisman to drop back a little bit for Kevin De Bruyne to run the show, and that was not the case yesterday. It was Talisman everywhere, leaving his defensive duty for more attacking role.
What?
Every small thing Talisman is inside the box. Any small thing Talisman is inside the box. Why? It should actually be Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay.
But the manager got it wrong. I thought probably he was thinking they would be marking Kevin De Bruyne, bring the caliber of player he will be. That's why he decided to let Talisman to run the show, and it's back off woefully for them.
It was actually bad. But Jackson, looking at the group, Egypt top, Iran second, Belgium third, New Zealand fourth. Egypt sitting top of that table. Is that good news for Africa?
Well, Africa is really doing well, so I'm really proud of them, and it shows, like I said yesterday, it shows innovation for African football. Mo Salah just leaving Liverpool at the age of 33, but still displaying once again at the global stage, shows how great a player he is. And then you have players like Trezeguet. Trezeguet is another strong hero. He has been very active for them since the AFCON. He's been always giving him good performances. And then you have Omar Mahmoud, not telling, making runs for the team, making passes for the team. And then you have Zero. I mean, we don't we don't know where he plays, but then you just come to the global stage and then you just give your best. So I think it's kudos to Africa that we show that we're not world rankings. Morocco not correctly to sixth best nation to world.
Okay, well said. It's time for us to go on a short break, and when we come back, we will round up with Uruguay versus Cape Verde game yesterday. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. The countdown is over. The world is ready from June 11th to July 19th. Welcome back. It's the P&B World Cup show reaching live from the nation's capital. And of course, I've been with two gentlemen since 4 p.m. till now. We're talking football and the review of what happened yesterday in the World Cup 2026. Well, let's talk about the Cape Verde and Cape Verde game. Caleb, let me start with you. Looking at Kevin Pina scoring a 30-yard absolute screamer for Cape Verde, first ever World Cup goal. Is that already a goal of the tournament contender? Looking at that goal, please, Toby, I think your can you mute your mic, please? Yeah, thank you. Okay, Caleb, can you hear me?
Very clear.
Okay, so I'm talking about I'm talking about Kevin Pina's scored a 30-yard absolute screamer for Cape Verde. First ever World Cup goal. Is that already a goal of the tournament, Caleb?
Yeah, what's already the goal of the tournament? I mean, looking at the way the shot was played, you know, the technique of the ball was make the ball not to spin, and the ball went not put to put. I mean, I watched the game yesterday, or was wow, give the idea one of the way it was settled. That kind of free kick, you don't give them just 2 man at all. At least make it 3. So that the keeper knows that this is play cover. I mean, 2-1 will not do enough for kind of in second time. Okay, if it was a 3-man goal, but one person would not have jumped, that means person in the center. So then again, while it is a very brilliant goal, I think that they go for contender, not nevertheless.
Okay, what Toby? Looking at, are you surprised with Cape Verde performance so far in this in this World Cup tournament? Are you surprised so far with the Cape Verde performance so far in this tournament? Looking at their debutant, this is the first time they're coming in. Looking at their from each game, they improve. Let me get your thought on that. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Kudos to the Cuba players for turning up last night, because it was a great, it's an historic moment for their nation yesterday. First, they hold the almighty Spain to a 0-0 draw. Then yesterday, they came from behind 2-2 with Uruguay. 2 footballing nations. Kudos to them. It's already a win for them right now. Though their goalkeeper was the hero in the first match, he was woeful last night. Very woeful. Probably the celebrity status is trying to get into his head, because right now they are following him on all social media. But kudos to them. They have been surprising in this World Cup, and they are playing as a team. They came out roaring like a wounded lion, and they got a valid point, making it 2 points for them for their last match. Sorry, to their last match. Then probably my team have 5 points.
Okay. That said, Toby. Caleb, can you hear me, Caleb?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, Caleb. Uruguay's high pressed. I think that's their signature. Their signature high intensity was visible lacking. But do you think that's physically burning out the players?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said Uruguay. You know they are known for high intense press. The intensity in pressing is very, very high. They give this high press every game they play. But do you think that physically burns out their player as it stands right now?
I mean, of course, it physically burns out the players, just like Toby said. This World Cup is one that you get to play 2 to 3 days or 2 times in a week. So, and then if you look at their players, Terry Valverde, Ugarte, and Rodrigo Bentancur, these players are hardly substituted, and then they hardly have enough time to get recovery, massages, and then they even go back to training, and then you come out and start the same intensity. So it is physically very draining for these players. It is very dangerous for them. And then if you notice, they were being all aggressive throughout the game at some point. Very Valverde had to start walking down, because running to and fro wasn't an easy job for him. Even Rodrigo Bentancur had to calm down the pace of the game at a bit, because the running and the intensity of the game was very exhausting on them.
Actually, it was very exhausting. But Toby, Matthias, Oliver's horrific back pass gifted the Holios Varela also. I'm trying to get the name. I can't pronounce the name. Equalizer. But do you think a top Serie A defender can make such a mistake? I think it's very costly. That back pass just gifted them the equalizer.
So if I'm to get you correctly, you are talking about the error that led to
to the second goal, yeah.
Sunday, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
The beach back.
I'm with you.
The network is bad.
I'm with you. Are you there? I think we're having.
The audio,
Go ahead.
the audio is not stable.
Go ahead. Go ahead. We're hearing you clearly. Go ahead.
No, I couldn't get your question. The audio was not stable.
Okay, I'm asking about the mistake that Matthias Oliveira's back pass. That mistake gifted Verala the equalizer. With a top, and he's a top Serie A defender. How can he make such a costly mistake?
It's the World Cup. Let's not be oblivious for the fact that sometimes tension can be on these players. And just like Toby said, Uruguay is not those top nations. So sometimes they are still prone to, let's try Kiki. They are not used to playing the ball at the back. So when you attempt to do something that you are not used to, sometimes it might cost you errors. If you watch Matthew Oliveira when he plays for Serie A, he's always known for getting the ball and progressing, not starting the ball from behind. But then again, that does not exclude you from the fact that you are a professional. I mean, you are trained for this kind of movement. You get the ball, you are not under pressure, take your time and pick your pass. So for me, I just felt that was a mistake that you couldn't have even dreamt of. But I mean, it's a blessing in disguise for Cape Verde. So what can I say?
Okay, actually a blessing in disguise. Let's tell me quickly as we try to wrap up. Cape Verde went behind just before halftime, but did not blink. Where is this unbelievable tactical discipline and belief coming from? Where's it coming from? This is their first time, they are debutant in this tournament, but they went behind and they came back. Like the belief for me and the discipline for me for them to keep on pushing. Tell me.
That's the spirit of the World Cup. And the tactical change in football right now in this era is not, there is not much gap between the small nation and the big nation like of old. We see a Cape Verde Spain to a 2-2 draw. We see a Qatar go to Switzerland to a 1-1 draw. You will see a lot of upset because of the tactical changes. It's more of let's pass, and hope for a breakthrough rather than with direct football of old, where you have the life of great dribblers in Arjen Robben, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo de Lima, Lionel Messi in his prime, taking out 3 to 4 players out before finding a teammate or going on out by himself. Right now, it's all about let's pass, let's tap, pass. It's nothing to show for those passes. Like against Portugal in their first match, they were just passing backward passes against their Congo and nothing to show for it. That was what happened yesterday. They decided to just let's pass the ball and we are already on the winning side and they are a small nation in Kivad. Probably if you try to blow the tempo and pass around, you might get the 3 points and then the mistake happens. And Kivad, they were spirited last night. They were very spirited. They came out as a team. They are carrying the burden of the whole nation, even they are a small nation. So kudos to them, and I hope they do more proudness to African football.
Kudos to them actually, and of course, passes does not. Somebody will say passes does not amount to goals. If you like, pass 100 passes, pass 60 passes, pass 200 passes. That does not mean that it's going to turn to goals. So you just have to make sure you put the ball at the back of the net. Unfortunately, our time is up already. My producer is asking me to get out of the studio, and that's where we will draw the curtain on another exciting edition of the P&B Sports Show. A big thank you to my guests, Oluwatobi Loba, Bodunde, and Jackson Caleb, and to all our viewers for being part of the conversation. As the World Cup drama continues to unfold, remember that every goal, every save, and every result tells a story, and we will be right here to bring you all the analysis and talking points. I'm Eva Sunday. Until next time, it's bye for now.